Hello, I'm Peter Towers, Managing Director of ESS BizTools. Welcome to Accountants Minute. Accountants, small medium enterprises want you to identify grants. One of the common statements that I hear from small business operators is, I'm very upset about hearing about a government grant because one of my competitors has received a grant. Why hasn't someone told me? In particular, why hasn't my accountant told me about a grant? Identifying grants is a proactive way for accountants to offer an introduction to your clients for a wider range of professional services. Plus, of course, it helps your clients develop new services, products, skills and knowledge to enhance their business operations. It's a great way for you to introduce business advisory services to your clients. So let's have a look at a couple of the more popular grants. The Business Growth Grant is available for the federal government's priority industries, which have been identified as being advanced manufacturing, oil, gas and energy, medical technologies, mining equipment, food and agribusiness. And then the government has identified enabling technologies where someone is going to work or is working assisting a business in one of those priority industries. And these are professional services in the scientific area, freight and logistics, infrastructure related construction, information and communication and digital technology. If you really analyse those 10 industries, you will find that there is over 650 different types of business operations that can be included in eligibility based on an industry for this grant. Indeed, virtually every trade type business could potentially qualify for a business growth grant. So it's well worth your while having a good look at it. Now, for the grant itself, the business has to be operated as a company and have a minimum turnover of $1.5 million and a maximum of $100 million. And if your client is situated in Northern Australia, which is north of the Tropic of Capricorn in Queensland and Western Australia and the whole of the Northern Territory, then the turnover minimum is only $750,000. The companies must have been operating for 3 years, and the grant is $20,000 on a 50% basis to literally do anything which will improve the business's performance. So it's a great grant to get started with, and in most accountancy businesses, you are going to have some of your clients will meet those eligibility requirements. Another grant that's very close to this one, because it's also targeted at businesses, is accelerating commercialisation. Now, the turnover limit here is 0. You can have a complete startup, and the maximum is $20 million. Initially, any type of business can apply, but if the sole trader or partnership is going to be accepted, they then have to incorporate a company. And the grants can be as high as $1 million on a 50% basis. And the company has 2 years to complete the commercialisation work. So accelerating commercialisation takes over after the conclusion of the research and development phase, to help the company get the business into the marketplace. Research Connections is another grant which is basically targeted at the priority industries, and it's to offer additional assistance to be able to secure assistance from universities, CSIRO, Australian Institute of Marine Science and other research organisations to assist a company to prove their investment, to enhance the technology that they have developed. and the grants are up to $50,000 on a 50% basis. In Northern Australia, there's also a special incentive funded out of the Northern Australia Development Fund for Northern Australian tourism. Now, this applies to any type of business entity, and the minimum turnover is $750,000, and it covers a range of businesses. So it's worth looking at if you have a client situated in Northern Australia who's in the tourism industry. Industry Skills Fund is another one worth looking at, because this will help your client to improve the skill level of their team. And the grants are targeted particularly at very small businesses. So if you have a client who is a micro business, 0 to 4 full-time equivalent employees, they can obtain a grant of 75% towards the approved costs of skills development for them and their team. If the business is a small business, 5 to 19 full-time equivalent employees, the grant for most of Australia is 66%, but if they're in that Northern Australia zone, 75%. Medium businesses are 20 to 199 employees, and the grants in most of Australia is 50%, but in Northern Australia is also 75%. And large businesses over 200, generally around Australia, the grant is 25% of the cost of that skills training, but if the business is situated in Northern Australia, it's 50%. These 4 grants are just a sample of what's in the overall packages, because there's hundreds of grants being offered by the Australian, state and territory governments targeted at small medium enterprises. This gives you the opportunity to create a great business advisory services environment in your organisation. And there's a lot of work that you could tender for to undertake with a government grant secured by one of your clients. Business plans, budgets, cash flow forecasts, human resources strategies, debtors strategies, systems analysis are just some of the work that accountants can undertake, with 50% of the costs being paid for your client by the government, by taxpayers. We have a special webinar on government grants on Tuesday the 24th of May at 12 noon. If you wish to register, please go to our website www.essbiztools.com.au to register. If you would like to obtain a paper on grants, using government grants to fund your business improvement, please go to our website and register for the free government grant. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.